I'm going to take a gamble. Look at that.
I just make muffins if you want to.
So, a little sleep deprived. I wake up on day 13. Thankfully it's Thursday, not Friday the 13th. And I've taken the little ferry across from Wellington to Picton. Seas were nice and calm, and again, nothing like the weather that was preceding it. And as you're doing it, you know, we had a delayed start, so instead of the ferry taking off at 2 o'clock, it took like 4 o'clock. So I haven't really slept at all in the ferry terminal, besides closing my eyes and just resting the body a little bit. So that was my sleep. Then jumped on the ferry and managed to sort of hook up with Andrew or Andy, who I really like, another TA rider, and we took the trip over, which was 3.5 hours or so. I did manage to semi-nod off a little bit, but I arrived in Picton and then I've got a day ahead of me. So at this stage I'm thinking, not only am I looking forward to the ferry trip, thinking hopefully I can get some breakfast or something like that on the ferry, but as I arrive in Picton, I really want to get in the bicycle as quickly as possible and just head across. I do know the first bit, Queen Charlotte, is stunningly beautiful, the coastline there, so I'm really looking forward to that. And I have been warned there's one big mother of a hill that I have to get over, and trying not to think too negatively about it, just in terms of the challenge, but I know it's ahead of me, and that's one of the reasons why I do want to make an early start. I do need to also then hopefully get to Nelson on the other side, and because I can't upload any of my videos, I need to find some type of shop where I can buy another SD card for my camera, so I need to do that. So I'll either be sleeping in Nelson, depending how I am or what the time is, or else I may just go a little bit further off to Richmond. So go back to the map, sometimes easier to look at that. So landing there in Picton, and you can see we're riding along the state highway, but you've got these amazing views, and I've been there before. Really, really is stunning until Havelock. So I'm thinking I can probably get something to eat on the ferry. If I don't, I'll get something in Picton, but hopefully something on the ferry and something in Havelock, and then going inland again on the busy state highway through Canvas Town to Pelorus Bridge. From here, people can take an alternative route to avoid that big peak, but what could go wrong? I'm going to take the peak. I'm in for the challenge. So we then go from Pelorus, and you can see the dotted line comes because that's all the gravel tracks, to Nelson, and then Nelson to Richmond. So looking forward to today, as I look forward to, genuinely I do look forward to every single day. What's up front, I'm keen for it. Naivety is a good thing, and I'm full of naivety here.
So now 7:52, just leaving Picton. That is the ferry that we ended up taking, and the beautiful passage that we passed through. Some chippies for the birds, and some sign you can hardly read. Well, it's been pretty fresh this morning. Just done the first little hill out, and I thought I'd stop because this Queen Charlotte, hopefully you can see it without the sun disturbing it, is just so pretty, and look how calm it is. There's absolutely no indication of the shit weather we've had for the last 2 days. It looks picture perfect. Lovely bush. Really nice. So 7 kilometers out of Picton. Should have turned the camera on earlier. Beautiful views of Queen Charlotte on the right hand side. Hopefully we haven't gone past the rest of the route. It's always a good time in the morning when you have to take your warm clothing off. And what a better place to do it than with a nice outlook here. So I'm not quite sure how the Australians got naming it right here, but we're going through quite a few bays. It's probably the third bay, and it's called Aussie Bay. Clearly a lot of recreational boaties. Yeah, in the shade it is freezing cold. It's very tight. just about to leave Havelock. Done about 30 k's from the Picton ferry this morning. The weather is absolutely gorgeous. But I had to stop here, not only for a cup of tea, which they serve in a cup, not a pot of tea. Disappointing, and a lovely scone, because I was absolutely bone-chilling, frozen cold. I couldn't change my gears anymore, especially the last bit. A lot of it's in the shade because the sun hasn't reached that part of the motorway, and it's going downhill, and it's just freezing. So, about to get back on the pony, and hoping for some hot weather. Yeah, I don't handle the cold. So, just at some roadworks at the moment. I'm the first one online, but I'll have to wait for all the vehicles to go past. Such a beautiful day. I guess we are about coming up to 20 k's out of Havelock. Oh, a lovely day this is, eh? I do hope I can probably have to go a little bit fast to make sure that I don't hold up the next bunch of traffic. So I will be the last vehicle. So just coming up to Dolores Bridge. Come through.
Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. If it was the foot traffic, it's probably easier. Good filming spot. Beautiful. Very nice. If I was boiling hot, I'd be tempted. On the manual, it does say that this is a bit of a mother of the hill, and the last bit is not rideable. Not sure if it's because it's too steep or rocky or what, but I'm sure we'll find out. Oh, even starting up this hill is difficult. This is the Makatapu track. I'm not sure if this is the part that said you can't cycle. And this is where e-bike comes into its own. So not as middle power, biggest gear. Wheels slipping every now and again. Pretty rough and really steep. That's pure leg work if you don't have an e-bike. Are we getting to the top? We're not getting to the top. At least the car smooths up a bit. Hello, Mr. Pylon. When you look ahead, you just see more mountains, hills. You're seemingly in the middle of nowhere. And I would imagine, looking at this, very long way to go. Only 66 kilometers. So we've got another 35-ish. Oh, just like this, let's slow down. Even for the e-bike, this is too tough. If you there's a way of putting this in a walk mode, and I've tried about 20 times and I can't get it right. And there's such big rocks out and it's so loose that you slip off the stable line into the unstable line and you just come off the bike. It is seriously tough going. Whoa. And what was I thinking being cold this morning? I have to walk, figure out this walk mode. Well, let's try once more. Yep. No, I can't get grip. That's the problem. Now I'm going in the wrong direction. To get some momentum. You can't rest because you need to come to a stop. Still on my way up Mangatapu Hill, past a South Carolina dude riding as well, taking it easy, struggling in the heat. We've come all this way up here. The terrain has been absolutely murderous, and now I know why, because we're at Murder's Rock. So 1866, £400 reward. Very interesting. I will read it and be sure not to tell you what it says. Well, I reached the top, Mangatapu, Mount Everest. Had one little slip on a rock and grazed my knee a little bit, but that was by far the most difficult climb, and I'm sure the most difficult climb of the entire route. Seriously tough going. So we'll film a little bit more on the other side, but you can see in the distance the beautiful blue ocean. That's where I have to head. Let's hope the downhill is not too dangerous. Made it to the top, going to start descending now. You can see in the distance Nelson. Just been speaking to the guy who maintains the road, and he says we would not have recognized this road a few months ago. This is significant improvement, but watch out, going down is more gnarly than coming up. Well, coming up was extremely gnarly, so this is real slippage conditions. Yeah, he says it's steeper going down than it was coming up, so I think what I'm going to be doing is actually picking the camera because the chance of having some type of slip is going to be fairly substantial. Well, I'm in beautiful sunny Richmond at the moment, but welcome to the South Island. It's a touch of polar bears around. A little bit chilly, so I've got an anorak on, even though it looks such a beautiful day. It's about 5:20. Today's ride was, no surprises, friggin' tough. I haven't even looked at what's in the cards for tomorrow, but I only did just over probably 110 k's today in total. I think the climb was 1,900 meters, but it was physically and technically very challenging. So if anybody's looking for one big mother of a day to go out cycling to see if you're ready, take the ferry, start at Picton, ride to Nelson, go over the Mangatapu saddle. It's a bitch. Anyway, I'm on the way to Picton Safe to get something I can cook for tonight. I feel like again something really healthy. Such nice people. Bye-bye.
So we start day 14. Let's take the day on. So I spent the night in Richmond. I managed to get that a little bit further. Stayed in really nice accommodation, a motel there. It is pretty much on the track, so I didn't have to really go out of my way. My plan is to wake up in the morning, not at the not a sparrow's fart, so make sure there's enough light and get going so I can enjoy the most of the day. If you go back, look at the map here, I'm in Richmond at the moment, Richmond to Wakefield, Wakefield up this hill to Spooners Tunnel, Tupperware, so I'll probably end up grabbing breakfast at Tupperware. So I'll have some snacks en route, but main breakfast in Tupperware. That makes sense. And then from Tupperware, go up to Lake Rotorua, and again, I know there's food there, so I'll probably grab some more food there, and all the way down to Murchison and sleep the night there. Looks like a wonderful day. And as I haven't been to this part of the country, so really looking forward to it. Let's take it on.
Well, I left at 7:10 this morning, and now I have been going 14 kilometers, heading towards Wakefield. Up until now, morning conditions are brisk, but thankfully the cloud cover, it's not really cold. So I had some extra layers on, but I've shed them already. The pathway here is very easy so far. You have to twist and twine a little bit through some suburbia, but mostly it's nice, level, undulating terrain. Well, 35 kilometers in, only climbed 380 meters, which means it's been pretty flat. Last bit just gentle climb. Back into Spooners Tunnel. Began in 1875, so that's how old it is. It's got a bit chilly again. Fingers are struggling a little bit with turning things. Coming to an end, and I can see these cyclists up ahead. Looking forward to some sun on the side. Oh yeah, that's right. And three strange people at the end of the tunnel. Very official, but no idea what they're doing. Well, Mitt's Tour Aotearoa riders. One of them, Emmeline, passed me. She's a little bit ahead of me at the moment. She was part of our group on the end of 90 Mile Beach riding together, so it's quite strange how you keep on bumping into the same people. Look at those beautiful views there. This looks like all set up for hop production on the left, but there's no hops there, so but they're giving up growing hops here. Well, stopped off for what the lady said was a tradie breakfast. So a muffin with an egg on it, some cheese and some bacon, and a nice cup of tea, even though it wasn't in a pot again. It's quite difficult to get tea in a pot. Anyway, look at these amazing hops, new hoplands. You can hear the machines going, they're busy processing the hops at the moment. They must be harvesting. I've seen some tractors driving around with funny trailers on. Oh, I can smell them. Oh, that smells lovely. Ah, I love the smell of hops. I wonder if that's been harvested yet or to be harvested. Oh, maybe they're harvesting now. I think they are. There we go. Busy harvesting. Fascinating. So 66 kilometers in. Fizzy apple is cloudy, unopened, up and before drinking. Very nice. Hey, how nice it is that people put out drinks and stuff for the riders. Did you have your coffee? Ah. Hello.
Cool.
Ah.
Are you doing the brevet?
Trying to.
Yes.
I was just thinking my legs feel like old cordless power batteries. They're just dead. They've run out of juice. So hopefully you can re-energize.
Yeah.
Where are you off to?
We're heading to Murchison today.
Nice. 114 kilometers, 1200 meters of climb. Good riding, but my legs are pretty whacked at the moment. Having a date scone, tea, and a toasted sandwiches on his way. After this, I'll go see the lake, and then on to Murchison at least. And nice little setup here. Apparently been here 20 years. Anyway, lovely weather today for cycling. And there's lots of bees. Must be some hives nearby. That was quick! So, just going to have a quick look at the lake, snap a happy shot, and then be on my way. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's quite something. So, this is the one of the official photo place. I didn't mention as well. This area is known for its sandflies. So the lady at the coffee shop there, she's got her own mix for chasing sandflies away, with citronella and oil and everything else. And she says it's got only the good stuff and none of the bad stuff. But it's actually very effective. So let's get a selfie. One of those. So 138 k's in. On my way to Murchison. Went through the Braeburn track. Wasn't quite sure what to expect, but it really was just a gravel road through a bit of forestry, through some streams. Hello, what's it? So many beehives everywhere, hey?
I know I'm yours, baby. So come give me love. You know you're my baby. So come give me love. I never felt nothing quite like this. I get a high every time we.
Well, it's 5 to 4. Made it just in time before Rivers Cafe closes. 147 k so far today, 1500 meters of climb. The challenge is, this is where I should be sleeping, but is the weather going to change? Is at the moment it looks reasonably good, and I've just bought some more cappuccino, high petroleum, and more fuel. I'm undecided whether to park off. So 147 k's is a lot of k's for me. Decisions to make. So I'm going to take a gamble, probably quite a big gamble. In Murchison now, it is what is the time? 4:15. Got some big climbs ahead of me to get to the next place, which means I'll get there quite late. So it may be an exercise in futility because there's no accommodation. Try to phone the motel and they don't answer, just a voicemail. So we will see. Gamble pays off or gamble doesn't. Down to 2 bars on the battery. 154 kilometers. So that's pretty good. Used the battery very conservatively today. Thankfully I could do that because it was reasonably flat. And there's only in some of the steeper bits that I started using the battery a little bit, but you add them up. So it's unlikely that this battery will make it to the next destination, because I know there's a whole bunch of hills coming up, quite steep ones, but at least I have another one. Well, 173 k's. Most of it has been a gradual uphill climb. Now doing a bit of downhill, mostly gravel, and it's been quite loose. And I'm going through this forest section, which I thought was quite nice. These could be the beechwood forests. I remember reading in the manual somewhere we go through forest, and I think that's called beechwood, and it could be on this lake.
What's really going on? What's really going on? Would you tell me? Can't you say what's really going on? What's really going on?
So that says the Marua Saddle, 580 meters. One would believe, oh, that's a high point. The top back of my spine, really painful from riding a bicycle. Well, this is interesting. I put the new battery on, a fully charged battery. I went a kilometre. An error was thrown up on the little LCD. Then, so thankfully there's cell phone reception out here. I haven't seen how far the Marua motel is. I think it's still soon, and it's getting dark, so the risk I took is not looking entirely in my favour at the moment. 206 kilometers. It looks very dark.
Tired?
Very. I changed my battery 10 kilometers ago.
Oh, right. Okay.
And,
Well, at least it's still going. You haven't got a booking here, have you?
I phoned and left a message.
Oh, we're fully booked though. Yeah, sorry, I've been out. I just got back.
Can I put a tent somewhere and charge
So
the battery
the
as well?
deal here, so the deal here is the school is very happy for the cyclists to camp, so you can kind of camp anywhere along there. Okay. Normally they camp in there between the buildings, you know, where it's a bit protected.
Yes.
You've got access to water, and I believe the toilets are open.
Okay.
And we just asked to leave a small donation for the school, that's all, just to help them, because there's only 20 kids there, they've got nothing.
Yeah.
You can put your battery on charge. There's a power cord that comes out here, which is on, so that's fine. Have you got food and stuff? You can fill up your water.
Yeah, I've got 2 apples and some bars, that'll be right. But my it died 10 k's ago, so hopefully it's just the faulty battery or something. So if I'll charge the old battery.
Okay, yeah.
But,
I mean, it's off the road. It's going to be a bit cold. It's not too bad.
No, I've got a warm sleeping bag.
Have you? Okay. I just bake muffins if you want a warm muffin.
I would love one.
So I can make you a toasted sandwich if you want a toasted sandwich.
If it's on offer.
Yeah. All right.
It's,
So we'll do you.
206 kilometers so far. So.
Okay. Yep.
So that looks like what it is for the day. I'm grateful that I can at least camp here and charge a battery, and praying for a miracle that it is just a faulty battery and not a whole electronics. So I'll go charge a battery and put up a tent.
Love me like the last time, like our time was right now. Show me what it's about. Love me till the morning, love me in the evening. You know what?
What is a plan but a plan? And when I set up plans in terms of what I intend to cycle the next day, I seem to be breaking them quite often. So my intention was to sleep off at Murchison, but I'll go back with a bit of history. Day one, we're on the beach, and if you remember, I caught up with 3 other cyclists on the 90-mile beach, and one of them was this lady, Emily, and I keep on bumping into her. So she actually passed me yesterday, and by the time we got to the lake, she was ahead of me, and we both stopped off at the same place, the first place you come to grab some lunch. I was absolutely exhausted by the time I got there, but after having some wonderful eggs and a cup of tea and a sandwich, I felt re-energized and rejuvenated again. So I left that lunch spot probably 5 or 10 minutes after her. And you can see immediately we've got this big climb up here going up to Braeburn Saddle. And I was about a quarter of the way up, and suddenly I saw her in the front, and by the time we got to the top of it, I was right behind her. Then we started going downhill again. Now again, this is where the dynamics of the e-bike are coming through again. It's so much easier for me going up these types of hills compared to her. I'm much faster, and my bike is so much heavier, so I go so much faster downhill as well. So I passed her and I never saw her again. I was intending to spend the night in Murchison, so was she. But I heard from chitter-chat on the way through that a lot of the people were struggling to find accommodation in Murchison. It looked like limited options, so I was wary of it. By the time I got to Murchison, I was a little bit tired, but I still had a lot of daylight ahead of me, and I was thinking, oh, am I going to bother trying to find accommodation? So I got a cheeky coffee and some naughty food, and again, my energy levels picked up, and I thought, you know what? During the tier, I want to have one big day. Maybe this is the day. It's going to be a big day. So I made it a big day, and it nearly bit me in the butt. Because after Murchison, the next big place is Springs Junction. I'm not exactly sure what's there, but if I go down to the bottom here, we've got Marua, we've got the Reeds Roadhouse, and we've got Marua Motels, and Springs Junction, we've got burgers over here, and Junction Holiday Home. So it looks like there's some options here. So I was thinking, maybe I can stop off in Marua. So I'd got to the top of Marua Saddle, and if I remember correctly, I had like 3% left in my battery, and then it's all downhill, so I could do quite a few more kilometers. But when I started getting to this little up and down section here, the battery died and had to swap over. Very chuffed, 194 kilometers in the battery, fantastic. Then alarm, put the replacement battery on, dead. So now I've got some challenges here. I have my Wahoo navigation, which, believe it or not, is not working again. It's running out of battery, and can't use it. I've got a new cell phone. Thankfully, I can use it. The only problem is I don't have signal. So I'm lost, don't know exactly where I am, and I've got no battery. And you can see here, I'm up and down, nice little climb over here on a heavy e-bike with no battery. Thankfully, before it got dark, I got to Marua, and the lady gave me a lovely toasted sandwich, and I was able to park off there. I wake up in the morning, hold my breath, I have charged the working battery, and it works. Whew, that was a huge relief. If I look at the day ahead of me now, you can see here I've got Springs Junction. Well, no longer am I going to sleep the night in Springs Junction because it's only hop and a skip. Let me go back to the map. So what it's saying is from Reefton, I've got this track over here. Now, the feedback I've got from everybody is, do not do this on your bike. Do not do it, do not do it, do not do it. I've decided not to do it, and I have taken the bypass, which is this short road here on the motorway. So that will take me to Ikamatua. So I'm reasonably happy that I can probably find some accommodation in Ikamatua, but again, I'll make a decision once I'm there, whether I do that or whether I go to Greymouth and Blackbourn, that type of stuff. Another 54, so it's a big lot of extra kilometers, but it's a lot of downhill. So Greymouth is where ideally I would like to spend the night. Another biggish day, I'd really like to spend the night there, but if I'm feeling absolutely exhausted, I'll stop off in Ikamatua. So this plan looks like, and I know now, I need to be a little bit more conservative with my ambitions. So let's make the day stick.
Yeah, so the tent did its job again. The issue I've had is these bendy poles that come up. They join together with like a piece of stretchy rope inside there, and on one of the poles that string has frayed off. I suspect it's from going through such bumpy ground, and it's probably sheared off at like one of those points over there where it's actually cut the string. So I'm going to donate the tent to the church. It's another 1.3 kilograms, and that's all critical at the moment. There's the house, everybody's still sleeping. I'll take you around, and it's just looking very cloudy at the moment. It's not quite drizzling, it's almost like a heavy mist coming down. It feels like a bit of drizzle, so things are a bit wet. So this is a typical old as in small church, and thankfully managed to have access just around the corner to a toilet and a basin. The landscape's changing already. I could see the peaks earlier, but those low cloud has come in and really covering everything up. But it's a the moment bit of a miserable old morning. I have yet to, which I'll do shortly, get the other battery, which is now hopefully fully charged, and see whether my bike works. Otherwise, it is going to be a long, hard slog to Reefton, which I see there is a bike mechanic of some sort in Reefton. Whether they've got any knowledge in electric, who knows? Well, I'm all set up, ready to go. I put the larger battery on that I charged last night. Too scared to switch it on, to be honest. And I found my Wahoo, even though it was charging all night last night, hasn't charged again. That's where the problems are with that Wahoo. It is now 8:10. How time flies. My phone did charge. I've got my battery, my watch on charge. Now I'm going to set it off as if I'm going for a ride, even though it's not on my watch, on my arm. Let's put on power. Aha. So far, it looks like it's going to work. It started. Cross my fingers, it keeps on working. Cross my fingers that it's the other battery that's at fault and nothing else with the bike. So, and just to make sure that the TA is tough as it can possibly be, that thing that I thought was heavy mist coming down ended up being a bit of rain. So I've got to put my rain gear on. But let me set off. Cheerio. Well, it's made it through the first 2 kilometers, which is good. But the little rain seems to have eased up. On my way to Springs Junction, but look how pretty it all is. Again, the maps that put us on what must be a bypass route, so we're not on the main highway anymore, which is good. Desperate times. A kai pie. Pies, what is this? Chicken, leek and bacon pie for breakfast. Springs Junction at the moment. It is trying its utmost to rain at the moment. And got these little sandflies biting all the time. Anyway, I'm going to munch in because I'm a bit hungry. Well, I've done the big climb out of Springs Junction. It was very long. Very glad it was on tar road. And glad that the battery was working. It would have been tough going without any power there. Again, just on eco. I was crawling up here between 9 and 10 k's an hour. Now doing the downhill. Traffic not too bad. But being riding through all these docklands and indigenous bush and forestry, and look at those beautiful mountain misty beaches up ahead.
Do I make you wanna run away with me? Do I really make you feel like you don't need anyone? Do I make you wanna run? Just be wild and free. Do I really make you feel like you don't need anyone else? Like you don't need anyone else? Because all I need is you.
I've just passed the sign that said welcome to Reefton, and I'm in the 50 kilometer zone. My first time to Reefton, maybe yours too. Now time to place a little rest. Find something to eat, recharge my batteries in my leg and muscles. Reefton motor camp, I'm sure we'll have TA riders stay there. 2 rooms and bakery. This looks like the place. Lots of bikes here. These all look like touring bikes. You hear Reefton music in. Well, just had this really nice chicken burger and a nice pot of tea and a silver teapot in this gold mine of a cafe here. Busy as hell. Good morning.
Looks an interesting thing.
It is.
What is it?
It's a camera. So the challenge that I've got now is there's a food festival on in Greymouth. All accommodation in Greymouth, before Greymouth, after Greymouth is booked. The nearest I've been able to find is on the way to Ikamatu, whatever, which is part of where we're going after Greymouth. So here the first option is I'm going to go the easy option. I'm going to go on the motorway. I wonder if I need to put my jacket on, a bit chilly again. I'm going to go the Westport. Nelson is. Oh, look at me, I have to stop and get directions. So just to set that geographic record straight, we're coming up to Ikamatua. So it's Reefton, Ikamatua, Greymouth, and then after that is Kamara. So there was some tent sites at Kamara. I'm just not sure if it's too far from me. Oh, so there's a hotel here, but it's too far away. 4 p.m. I continue from Ikamatu to Greymouth. Look at the beautiful beauties here. Hello my girl, you're very gorgeous. And countryside's been absolutely spectacular. Bye-bye my gorgeous. Hello. What that lovely, hey? Jersey cows. The best cows in the world are Jersey cows. Hello Jersey. The countryside's been very, very nice. Most of it has been, unlike that brown there on the right hand side, it's been lovely green pastures with cows merrily grazing in them. Lovely mountains in the background. Just went past the Pike River where they had that horrible mine disaster quite a few years ago now. So get your bearings right. And Gail, if you remember, you visited New Zealand, what's it, 24 now, so probably 22 years ago. And the west coast is the part of New Zealand that you like the most. It could have even been Reefton, I can't remember exactly where it was. But it really is beautiful. Well, coming into Greymouth, it felt like those last 30 k's were never going to end. And look at that, a big red shed. I wonder what the significance of it could be. You can feel the Caterpillar tractor is back again, so I'm going to have to re-lubricate the chain again. 139 kilometers. The timing's pretty reasonable today, just over 1100. So, the last protein bar for the day. Well, that's from Aaron, I'm not sure. They're very nice. Nothing naughty. Okay, Groundhog Day. The warehouse bought more than one of them. They send the second one down here in Greymouth. I got it, $35. So, managed to find the last 10 sites at Kamara. So, it is now sometime after 5. Another 20-minute ride. I've got one photo shot to get at the Greymouth breakwater. My navigation ran out of power about 30 kilometers ago, so it's on the power bank charging. I'll see whether it's done anything, but I'm highly skeptical it's done anything at all. But it looks reasonably straightforward. So after taking the photo shot at the Greymouth breakwaters, the path is leading along the coast here. You can see the sea on the right hand side. All looks a bit rough and uninviting. But I would imagine there's some nice fish out there. I nearly raced past all of this and then turned back because I remember how arty it was. I'm nearly at tomorrow. Took longer to get here than I expected. We're not on the main road, but the wilderness track. And it's been wonderful riding. Lovely roads through lots of forest and bush and stuff like that. Very, very nice. So made it to tomorrow, and I've set up the second blue tent that the warehouse bought. The place is a bit hillbillish. When I went to buy the tent at the warehouse, I quickly looked for something I could eat. So tonight and tomorrow morning, and also so 160 something k's today. I didn't look at the climb, but it wasn't too bad, probably just over 1,000 meters. So yeah, have an early night to recover and then plan tomorrow, but certainly tomorrow will be a shorter trip.